Hello and welcome to the discourse. Today we are going to discuss the nouns. The nouns refer to persons, places, things, animals, ideas or events. In fact, the nouns encompasses most of the words of a language, any language. In Hindi, we call them as sangya. A noun can be person, a name of a person, such as Shraddha or Shivangi or Ruchika or Rashmi or Swati. All these are name of individual persons and hence they are noun. A noun can also be animal, a name or a kind of an animal such as tiger, lion, cow, dog, cat. All these are nouns because these are names of animals. A noun can also be place, a name of a place. As for example, Mumbai, India, Canada, city, village, park, colony. All these are nouns and because these are names of a particular place. A noun can also be a thing, a name of a thing. As for example, table, door, knob, aeroplane, and so on. A noun can also be an idea, a name given to an idea. As for example, truthfulness, happiness, sadness, whiteness, darkness. All these are ideas and these are the names of those ideas as they are nouns. Now let us see some examples of noun. Ramesh is a good person. Ramesh is a noun, it is the name given to a person. Mumbai is a crowded city. In this sentence, there are two nouns. Mumbai, it is a noun, it is the name of a city, and city, it is the name of a place. The table is a heavy furniture. Again, in this sentence, there are two nouns, table and furniture. Both are names of things. Another example can be truthfulness is a virtue that is rare nowadays. In this sentence also there are two nouns, truthfulness and virtue, and both are now names of ideas. Let us see one more example. Ranjan throws a football with great accuracy in the park. Now this sentence contains three nouns. First is Ranjan, it is the name of a person. Second is football, it is the name of a thing. And park, this is the third noun which is the name of a place. Now let us discuss the types of nouns. Nouns can be of 8 major types: proper noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract noun, countable nouns, uncountable nouns, concrete nouns or material nouns. Let us discuss the proper noun. A proper noun is a name which refers to a single or particular person, animal, place or thing, and there is no common name for it. In English language, we always use a capital letter at the beginning of the proper noun. As for example, Ramesh. It is a proper noun. It is the name which refers to a single or particular person. Hence, we always use capital R while writing Ramesh. Let us check the examples of proper noun. First example is Ramesh lives in Mumbai. Now this sentence contains two proper nouns. First is Ramesh and hence we have used capital R. And Mumbai, it is the name of a particular city and hence it is a proper noun and we have used capital N. The second example can be Kalidas is considered the Shakespeare of India. In this sentence, there are three proper nouns. First is Kalidas, it is a name of a particular person. Second is Shakespeare, it is again a name of a particular person. And India, it is the name of a place, a nation. Now, since all these are proper nouns, hence we have used capital K, capital S, and capital I. The second is common noun. It is a name given to every person, place, or thing, or animal belonging to a particular group or class or kind. So the common noun is a name given in common to every entity of a group or kind or class. That entity can be a person, an animal, or a thing, or an idea. Examples of common noun are boy, girl, human, city, country, and so on. Ramesh is a proper noun, while boy is a common noun. Ananya is a proper noun, it is the name of a particular girl. But girl is a common noun. Similarly, India. It is a proper noun because it is a name of a particular country. On the other hand, nation is a common noun because nation is the name given to any country. The third is collective noun. It is a name given to a collection or group of places, persons, or things, and that group is considered as a single body. Examples of collective noun can be a group of ships. It is known as a fleet and it is considered as a singular body. We use a with fleet. Similarly, a group of people is known as a crowd. A crowd. It is considered as singular. Some other collective nouns are flock, herd, jury, parliament, committee, conglomerate, group, or family. While using a collective noun in a sentence, we must check that the collective noun is agreeing with the verbs and the pronouns in that sentence. Generally, we use a collective noun as a singular body, but in some cases, the individual members of that group or that collection are not acting collectively, rather they are acting individually. And in such instances, we use collective noun as a plural. We do not consider it as a singular. As for example, the team was measured for a new brand jersey. Now this sentence appears to be correct. It seems that everything is okay. That team is a collective noun and hence we have used it as a singular body. But this sentence makes no sense because you cannot measure a team for a new jersey. You will have to measure the team members and each member will have different measurement. So this sentence makes no sense and hence it is wrong. The correct sentence will be the team were measured a new jersey or new brand jersey. Now this sentence is grammatically correct. We are actually talking about the team members. So we have to take the team, a collective noun, as a plural. But you may not like the idea of using a collective noun as a plural. So what will you do? You will either use this sentence the correct way, or you will add a pronoun to it. And that pronoun will be member or members. The team members were measured for a new brand jersey. This will be the correct sentence. Another example can be the tour group are arguing among themselves about where to eat. Now in this sentence, tour group is a collective noun and we have considered it as a plural because we have used are and themselves for denoting that tour group. Why? Because in this case, the members of the tour group are arguing among themselves. They are not acting collectively. So either we have to use the tour group as a plural, or we can change this whole sentence. That is, the tourists are arguing among themselves. Now it seems okay. So we have changed the collective noun tour groups to individual members, tourists. Now both these sentences are grammatically correct. You can either use the tour group, a collective noun, as a plural in this situation, or you can change the tour group by tourists. The fourth is abstract noun. An abstract noun is the name given to a quality or action or a state which is considered apart from the person or place or thing to which it belongs. Examples of abstract noun as a quality can be quality, truthfulness, whiteness, darkness, honesty. All these are abstract nouns. Examples of abstract nouns as action, the names of actions: movement, laughter, theft, judgment, hatred. All these are examples of name of actions: movement, laughter, theft, judgment or hatred. Examples of abstract noun as the names of state can be state. The names of state can be childhood, manhood, womanhood, slavery, sickness, death. All these are names of state. In addition to the names of qualities, actions or state, the names of arts or sciences are also considered as abstract nouns, such as chemistry or history or language or grammar or music. All these are also abstract nouns because these are names of arts or science. Now we can derive abstract nouns or the names of quality, actions or states from adjectives, such as honest. Honest is an adjective and the abstract noun derived from it is honesty. Or truthful. It is again an adjective and the abstract noun derived from it is truthfulness. Now an abstract noun can also be derived from verbs. As for example, move is a verb and movement is the abstract noun derived from it. Or grew is again a verb and growth is the abstract noun derived from it. Again, obey or to obey is a verb and obedience is the abstract noun derived from that verb. Abstract nouns are also derived from the common nouns. As for example, boy is a common noun and boyhood is a abstract noun. So an abstract noun can be derived from adjective or verb or common noun. Another type of noun is countable nouns. Countable nouns are all those nouns that we can count. As for example, table, pen, pencil, man. All these are such nouns that we can count. How many men, how many table, how many pen or how many pencils, we can find out. These are finite. The next type is uncountable noun, and these are such nouns that we cannot count easily. Examples can be gas, we cannot count gas, or oil, or milk, or coffee. These are such nouns that we cannot count. Now some nouns can act as countable nouns and uncountable nouns in different situations. As for example, take the case of coffee. I can say that I like coffee. Now in this sentence, coffee is an uncountable noun. We cannot count the coffee. But let us take another example. I asked Sangeeta to buy me a coffee. In this sentence, coffee is a countable noun. One coffee, a coffee. I asked Sangeeta to buy me a coffee. So coffee can be used as an uncountable noun in the first case, and it can also be used as a countable noun in the second case. We will discuss about countable and uncountable nouns in detail in our next session. The seventh type of noun is concrete noun. It is a name given to a real thing which exists physically. That is, it is a name given to such a thing that we can taste or hear or see or smell or touch. It is real, it exists physically. Examples of concrete nouns can be building, or fumes, or coffee, or beach, or tree, or rain. These are all examples of concrete noun. The last type of noun is material noun. Material noun. Material noun refers to the name of a material or a substance from which different things are made. Examples of material noun can be wood, or iron, or silver, or gold, or plastic. All these are examples of material noun because these are names of material or substance from which different things are made. With this last type of noun, that is material noun, we are ending today's discussion. We will discuss about countable and uncountable nouns in details in our next session. But before I end today, here is a humble request that don't forget to like and share this video, and please subscribe to the Discourse, our channel. Thank you.